I'm your host today, Zech Keenan. Garrett is doing life somewhere else, living the high life in Seattle or something, being cool, and leaving JJ and I here to talk about video games with y'all. How is everybody? How you doing, JJ?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, man. When the boss is away, the inmates will play. So here's the deal. He's actually traversing all of Seattle right now, going step by step, all of the areas that Last of Us 2 visited in Seattle recently. He's trying to relive the video game, and I also think he's killing people while he's there as like a little extra bonus. You know, he's got a little statewide killing spree. Because I've said it for a long time, Garrett is a crazy, sadistic individual. I think he's kind of dangerous. You know?
Yeah, I think he can be. I don't know if I've ever.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust him with a gun or a fork or anything.
Or a spork. That man is dangerous. Yeah, he's actually. I called him earlier today, and I was like, "Are you ready to come back to work, man? Because you've had like a birthday week." And he's like, "I think we're actually going to try to push for a birthday month." So I've never heard of this before.
Birthday month.
I'm thinking there's cake every day. I don't know if he eats cake. He's kind of like one of those gluten-free weirdos. But I don't want to.
Yeah, no. Birthday months to me are like the Valley Girl. I just want to, have a whole month dedicated to me and who I am for no good apparent reason. And so I christen my birthday and I stretch it across the entire month. Because somehow there are no other birthdays during that month. And somehow the world owes you something. So if you're one of those people
it's my birthday!
It's my birthday month. No, listen. You have a birthday. Your mom didn't give birth to you over a span of an entire month. Because that's impossible. And if it actually exists, then that's kudos to that mom somewhere. But still, no. Get out of town. You have a day. You don't deserve anything more than that. That's just
Here's the deal, snowflakes.
Yeah.
I realized 2 years ago I had a day off, and it was my birthday that day. And I was like, whoa, I got the day off, and it's my birthday? Check it out. I started thinking about it, and I realized I had literally worked for at least 15 years on my birthday. And you know what? I'm okay. Yeah. I'm not missing anything. I don't feel like the world is out to get me. I'm going to be okay. If I don't happen to have like a birthday where I don't work, or a birthday week where I don't work, or even like Garrett Moorlang, a birthday month where I don't work, or whatever it is that Moorlangs do.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, guys. Like, you're just going to work. It's a regular day. Let's celebrate the day of our birth like it's great for kids.
Yeah,
but
no way.
to put importance on a day that's your birthday and make it into this, nothing can happen bad today. You should live in the lap of luxury. Somebody should be kissing you on the bottom all day long. No, it's just a day, kids. That's all. It's just a day.
Get out of town with that. You know what I mean? I 100% agree with you. You did nothing special. You know who deserves a present on your birthday? Your mom.
Your mom.
Yeah. Yep. That woman deserves a present on your birthday. I think everybody, including myself, when my birthday comes around, I'm going to get my mom something. And be like, hey, Mom, thank you for not killing me 33 years in a row. You're great.
Yeah, thank you, Mom, for pushing me out of your genitals and wrecking them so bad that, Dad just looks at me really hateful all the time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mom.
That's why you get your dad a present, too, because you screwed it all up.
Pop, I'm sorry I jacked that up when I came out. And I know you always joke about what a big head I have. But seriously, Dad, I love you. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
That's what I'm going to do for my birthday. My parents are both dead, but I feel like I should have a seance or something to apologize for my giant melon. Literally, my dad used to always tell me, dude, it's got its own weather system. It's got a really large dome.
It's got its own zip code.
Literally. Yeah, he said you were so top heavy when you were little. It was all head. You just fall over, and they were like, "Oh, look at him trying to roll over with his giant cranium." So I'm sorry, Pop.
Anyway, that's birthdays. Oh man! All right, so we got.
Garrett for the first few.
Oh man, I'm really excited to talk. I'm getting really excited. About upcoming stuff. So, we're going to be talking today about communism and the confirmed launch games for the PS5, Series S and X, and all that entails. But first, let's give a quick shout out to our Super Gamer producer, Adrian Homeboy Holmes. We appreciate you and love you, man. And to all of our Super Gamer sponsors, Bill Bird, Julie Bates, Dustin Long, Brent Fox, and Daniel James. You guys are literally the reason we're here, and I mean that in the most literal sense. I love you guys so much. I'm excited for your guys' fervor for our show, and just knowing that you guys are interested in what we do makes this a lot easier for me to commit and talk on into this microphone with JJ for an hour and a half.
Absolutely. And Adrian invited me over for Thanksgiving. Well, he didn't actually invite me, but I invited myself over for Thanksgiving. So I'll be coming to Adrian's house for that. And not only that, next time, if that ever happens, I get to go to like the UK. I'm going to Wales because Dan Silly Socks has already said I'm coming to the flat.
Man.
And I don't know what that means. I really don't. I mean, probably need to Google that stuff. I don't know if it's a sex thing. I don't know what that means, but I will be coming to the flat and staying with him. I'm excited.
Well, you're lucky man.
I'm wondering if he's going to let me borrow some of his socks, because I'm probably going to go to Wales with no socks. And is that weird?
Well, no, that's good timing, because he's Silly Socks, right? He's right? Daniel Silly Socks. That's his nickname. So I'm pretty sure if you got some, I wouldn't bring socks. I just want to wear some silly socks. I'd be like, hey, Dan, thanks, bro.
Thanks for your silly socks, man.
Hook a brother up with your silly socks. So that's awesome. Absolutely. That's going to be heck of fun. Go hit some pubs. Let me know how they are.
Yeah, and Brent Fox, one of our supporters, actually lives in my garage. Dustin Long, I would like to live in his garage because I heard he has like a 3-car garage. So
what?
It's probably slightly bigger than my house. That's what I heard. He's rich.
It's perfect for the size of your head.
I really know that for sure. Yes, it's true.
Oh, man. If you would like to become a supporter of our show, if you think our content is worth the $1 a month, then head on over to patreon.com/supergamerboys and get on board with that. That'd be awesome. And yep, JJ, we got a comment from TurboTot209. Says that your connection is boo-boo. We know.
Yeah.
It's something we're working on, my man or my woman.
We're working on it.
Yeah, don't want to assume genders.
He's not going to assume genders because that's not right. I mean, he's not going to do that.
This is 2020.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. This month we're actually for all the Patreon subscribers, we're going to be reviewing, taking a deep dive into Mass Effect 2, doing our Super Gamer Book Club, which is our 2-hour special episode where we just talk about the greatness of specific games. What's up?
What have we locked down on the book club as the title? Because I thought of something. When I say I thought of something, one of our listeners reached out and thought of something as a possible title, and I liked it a lot. And I was gonna just totally steal the idea, but I thought then they'll just blast me on Discord.
Yeah, what's up?
Gabriel Robles, one of our listeners, said he didn't like the book club title. He thought that was kind of silly. What he thought we should name it is the Game Vault.
The Game Vault.
Because we're going back into the vault and pulling out old classics and stuff.
Super Gamer Boy, the Super Gamer Vault. Okay. We're gonna take that one into consideration. I like that a lot too. Okay. Super Gamer Vault. Super Game Vault. Okay.
Super Game Vault is pretty good. Yeah, I like that.
That sounds like an actual video game. But yeah, no, that's actually really good. Thank you, Gabriel Robles. Mr. Robles, for your forethought on that. That's smart. So Super Mass Effect 2 will be a part of our Super Game Vault episode this month. If you sign up now, you can get last month's, which is BioShock 1. We got a lot of good feedback on that. That was a lot of fun to review. Looking forward to doing Mass Effect 2 later this month, which I believe that episode drops, next week? Yeah, it comes out on Thursday next week. So looking forward to recording and doing that one. That's going to be a lot of fun. Hit us up. Last thing I want to mention here is our Discord, our YouTube, and our store. If you want to join us on Discord, go to supergamerboys.com/Discord. You can talk to all of our community members there. That you don't even got to be a subscriber. You can just join. What's up, Mr. Insource ITV? I love doing live shows. This is the best. I love getting comments. I want to do this more often. Okay, So
No
we need
such-
more.
this is
We need more
amazing.
subscribers. We need more subscribers. 'Cause this is. I would love to do this on a regular basis. How are you tonight, Mr. Source TV? In a second here, we're gonna be taking comments in our mailbag. So if anybody in the stream has any questions, shoot them my way. I'll answer them live right here. First question.
Awesome.
Let's go ahead and jump into the mailbag. First question actually comes from Samwise the Brave from our Discord channel. He says, "What is your favorite movie, and why?" Now, JJ, I'm gonna let you start on this one because this question is actually extremely difficult for me to answer.
It's a very difficult question because I love movies. Movies are really fantastic, but there's only a handful that I can watch over and over and over again. And there's those movies that sometimes you walk into the room and they're like 3/4 of the way in and you're stuck. You stop and you're like watching it. You've already seen it 5,000 times and you can watch it all over again. The one movie that I can do that with without fail, that I still love, still scares the crap out of me, I still jump, Jaws.
Jaws.
I love the movie Jaws. And Jaws is one of those movies that when it was filmed, they had a really cheesy looking shark. So in order to cover that up, they couldn't use it for most of the movie. It looks so bad. So they instead decided to just use frantic pacing with the film work, with the camera work, and a lot of using the music to scare you, and it worked out so much better. That movie is still so scary, and some of the ad-libs from some of the actors in the movie added so much to it that movie is just, to me, one of the best films of all time. That is absolutely my number one best movie.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's actually a solid choice. I don't even think Jaws is on that list of movies for me that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen bits and pieces of that, like on TV, but never actually watched it from start to finish. So I'm sure that's like a crime against film and cinema.
And manhood. So that was, in fact, you almost had your man card taken away right now. And I legally am allowed to do that. I can legally do that.
You're legally allowed.
I am, by the state of California, they have given me a license to take away your man card when you haven't seen movies like Jaws.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I got to get that addressed ASAP. So
yeah, I'm gonna let you keep it right now. I'm not gonna actually take it away from you, but I
take it
want
as a
you to
warning?
know that I'm threatening you. I'm threatening you right now. Yeah, it's more than a warning. It's more like a threat. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and Source, we know he's got a streaming issue with his camera, so we can hear him just fine.
Okay. And Turbo Todd called it, I don't know if it was Turbo Todd or Turbo Tater Todd, called it Boo Boo. And I think that's what kids call poop. So essentially,
Boom Boom.
my Boom Boom. Okay.
Isn't it Boom Boom? I don't know. I don't speak kid anymore. I'm too old.
Yeah, I know.
No, and Source, don't worry about it, man. It's not your bad. It's our bad. We're gonna get it fixed. But good looking out, Matt. Good looking out.
Absolutely.
Oh man. Yeah. So for my favorite movie, so here's the deal. So it depends on what type of mood I'm in. Like if it's like horror, if I'm in the mood for like a scary horror movie, it's gonna be The Conjuring 2. Okay, Conjuring 2 is amazing.
Such a great movie.
If I'm in the mood for like a comedy,
So scary.
if I'm in the mood for like a straight comedy that's gonna make me laugh till I like cry, I probably would have to go with something like Just Friends with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, that's a great movie. Comedy's hard. It's hard to choose. Like if you were to go genre like that, probably just straight action. I would say the best Christmas movie of all time, Die Hard.
Die Hard
is like the greatest action film of all time. You can watch it over and over again. It's just so great. Some of the lines in that movie, still years later, it still stands out as just an amazing film. If you millennials out there have not seen Die Hard, make sure that's what you're doing this Christmas.
You gotta check that movie out. That movie's amazing. The other, I think if I just go off of general, my favorite movie of all time, okay, I think everybody should see once in their life, even though it's insanely slow-paced, okay, is The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, okay? That movie stars Brad Pitt as Jesse James and Casey Affleck as Robert Ford, and it is one of the best character studies on a historical figure you'll ever watch. Like, this isn't like the point of this movie wasn't to make Jesse James look like the rough and tough, outlaw that a lot of the media likes to dress him up to be. This was really a movie about who Jesse James actually was, which was a murderous psycho, and the guy that assassinated him and his intentions behind doing it. Like, the movie's got so many layers. The soundtrack is just absolutely beautiful. It's scored by Nick Cave and Warren Ellis, I believe, and it is just a masterpiece. Cinematography in that movie is actually used in textbooks in like film school because it's that good. Like, they actually use it to teach like students how to properly really look at cinematography and what you're trying to accomplish. It's a masterpiece.
When did that movie come out? I've never heard of it.
Came out in the, I want to say early 2010s, early aughts. So yeah, it's fairly recent. The movie is probably less than 10 years old at this point, less than 20. So, Assassination James. That's what I'm going with. Samwise the Brave. I like your name. I really do. I mean, I think I like your name, but I just wanted to say it out loud on the show. Thank you for naming yourself that in the Discord. Next question comes from Sir Prince-A-Lot. Have you guys ever played the Lord of the Rings Shadow of Mordor or / Shadow of War games? I'm on my second time through Shadow of War and forgot how amazing the Nemesis system is. JJ, I can surmise what your answer is going to be. I'm going to guess it's a pretty hard no, pretty firm on the no.
No, I got to play Shadow of Mordor.
Oh.
And I actually think that, I played a little bit, not a whole lot, but I actually thought it was really cool. And
nice.
It's really, I love the Lord of the Rings. So anything Lord of the Rings that I can get my hands on, like, except for the books. I don't know why. But I love The Hobbit. Do not like the Lord of the Rings books.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, 100%.
I've tried a couple of different times. I've tried.
Yeah, my wife's actually listening to Two Towers right now on audio, and she told me at dinner today, she's like, I just got to the part where Faramir is talking to Frodo and Sam in the tunnels. She's like, that conversation goes on forever. Too much dialogue, kind of like our podcast, and it is just forever. They just talk forever. And she's like, they cut it down in the movies. Still too long. So, anyway, yeah. So I've played through played through is the wrong word. I've played Shadow of War and I've played Shadow of Mordor. I think I've played more Shadow of War. What was the first one? Shadow of Mordor? I played more of the first one. Yeah, I played more of the first one than I did the second one. Good games, but I don't know. I just got kind of bored, I think. Like, I just felt like I got to a point where I felt like I was working. There's something about it I didn't like. I love the Nemesis system. Like, Sir Prince-A-Lot, you're totally right. Like, that Nemesis system is super cool. But it just wasn't enough to keep me playing. So, I don't know. But, anyway, any questions from the audience before we move on? Speak now, forever hold your peace. Okay, we're going on. JJ, take us into the nerdy news.
All right, it's now time for the nerdy news.
There it is. I like that. I like that a lot. So, first up on the docket, communism. China wants...
wait, hold on. Do you only like it because you effectively came in and changed the name? You came in and, like, you kvetched and you dug in your heels and you said, I don't like the name. And like eventually we felt the pressure and we're like, we're just going to do what Zech says because Zech complains more than anybody. Is that why you like it so much?
Let that be listened to you. The squeaky wheel gets the oil.
Yes, it does. That's exactly how that works. All right, go on about your communist talk.
Okay,
you like communism?
Yeah, dude, I love communism. I've been a huge proponent of communism since since the Mao days. So this comes from ubergizmo.com. China wants to ban online services that induce addiction in kids. Written by Tyler Lee. The article starts off, says, have you ever gotten so engrossed in a game that you ended up spending the entire day playing it without realizing it? Software publishers and developers might consider that a success. But at the same time, these types of games or online services might actually be bad for both mental and physical health. So much so that over in China, the country's government has revised their laws where they want to ban online services that can induce addiction, quote unquote, in users under 18. This includes things like video games, live streaming, social media services, and so on. China isn't outright banning the use of these services or games, but rather they want to crack down on them and make sure that companies who make these games or services have tools that will limit how much a minor can use them. This is actually not the first time that China has introduced regulations to help curb the addictive nature of online services and gaming. The country's government had previously introduced things like a gaming curfew that actually limits the amount of time that a minor can spend on a game during the week. Given that over in China, users typically need to use their government-issued identification card, it makes it harder for gamers to try and find loopholes, as it isn't quite as easy as simply signing up for a new account with a throwaway email address. So, JJ.
Yeah.
I got some thoughts on this. I'm sure you got some thoughts on this. Why don't you go ahead and kick us off?
So right out the gate, I hear it, and the word communism screams to me that they're trying to control all aspects of life. And one of the things is me being who I am politically, I am much more about individuals having the freedoms and controlling and self-regulation of themselves. So I hear it, although I do recognize that there is an addiction to video games. I agree completely. I will not deny that. Would it be great if there was a way to regulate yourself? Yes. A lot of people, young people especially not right now, given the COVID-19 situation, it's an easy thing to lean on, is our media addictions, is our video gaming, is our Netflix and chilling. Wait, no, is that not? I don't think that's a thing, right? Okay, no. No, it's a thing, but it's not the same thing. No, I'll use my children as an example because they don't listen to this show and they don't really care. My kids are like most kids now, completely addicted to media. Love to be on the phones, on the YouTube, Give me. I want a phone. Let me have a tablet. Let me get on the Xbox. Dad, get off the PlayStation. You've been on 5 minutes since my turn because I've had 7 hours today. Maybe I've had that conversation this week. I'm not really sure. My boy, just using my son Lee as an example, he loves video games. He's a huge video game fan. And we try to limit him. Right now, it's really hard. So right now, he probably plays much more video games than I'd care to admit. And I'm sure there's a lot of other parents like me right now that are embarrassed by how much they're allowing their kids to lean into those things and not pulling them off. You say, hey, man, you've been on there for 3 hours. I think you need to take a break. And you can see it in his attitude. You can see him, snapping at his sister, having a bad attitude with mom, not wanting to be helpful in the house and stuff like that. And then when you take it away, it's you're ruining my life, and it's like fits and all that kind of stuff. And you try to slow stuff down. So what I try to do a lot of times when I'm seeing that, not a lot of times, my wife will tell you that's a full-on lie. But what I'm trying to do is get in there and say, hey, come with me. Let's do some stuff together. And I'm trying to engage him in activities with me. Like, hey, we're going to go work outside. Come out with me, and you and I are going to work together to go do something around the yard. Or, hey, I'm going to go to the store. Let's go. You're going with me. Dad, I can't. I'm playing Fortnite right now. And this is the most important match all day. My buddies need me. No, they don't. You're fine. The people that you're playing with online that you don't know don't need you. You're totally okay. Let's go. Will you get me some M&Ms if we go? And I'm like, and what do you guys think I say? I always say the same thing. You're not going to tell mom, right? Well, of course. And then we go and I get him M&Ms. No. I really hope my wife doesn't listen to that because, yeah, she'd be so mad. And then she'd know he's joking with truth. That's how he does things. Yeah. I'm trying to engage him and trying to regulate it, and it's hard, man, because we're leaning on the media stuff a little too much. But as far as a government telling me, hey, you know what? We're limiting you and we're locking you out after 3 hours a week or whatever. Heck no, man. I don't want any government facility or overlord to have any kind of say over my life, my choices, my children's lives or choices. That's for me as a parent to decide. That's for me as a parent to say, you know what? You're limited to an hour and a half a day. God forbid that ever happens. My kids would probably kill me in my sleep. But I'm just saying, that's my job to regulate my children. That's my job to make that decision. How much is enough? Now, I'm not saying like we go to war with China right now over it, but I'm saying that's not stuff that we here in America should ever be about, allowing somebody to control us in that way.
Yeah. No, and that's actually, I agree wholeheartedly with that. I think the interesting thing is that like if you just look at what they're doing circumstantially, right? It's not like they're making you do anything bad, right? It's not like they're saying like, hey, you gotta, put your grandma out on the street if she's like, over a certain age or anything like that. It's more like, hey, we know this is bad for your health, because it is. They're not wrong.
It is.
Like video game addiction is real, and it does exist. Mm-hmm. It doesn't exist for everybody. There are degrees, but this is something that infringes on man's ability to choose for himself, and by doing this sort of thing, it ruins any sense of autonomy an individual has, which I know, like, you can't say, like, oh, well, that's, our culture versus their culture, you can't, push your beliefs on them. It's like, well, yeah, I can, because there's...
That's who I am. That's kid. Do not,
there's fundamental rights every human being is born with, right? And you know it if it's not there. And not having the ability to choose for oneself, whether it's to play a video game for a certain amount of time or where you want to work, inherently in your being and in your soul that something is off and something is not right. So this article is in our docket today because this type of stuff frustrates me. I don't care that that video games are bad and the government's actually forcing someone to do something good. The whole point is that they're forcing them to do something. That is not what mankind is meant to do. Mankind should have complete and total control over when, where, and how terribly they want to screw their own life up. Like, that's not just the American way. That is, if you care about humans at all, you would care about them in a way that doesn't demand it via governmental policies or legislatures. That's my opinion. So, anyway, this was something I really wanted to talk about, because I thought that was just another way. I mean, think about it. You're in China. You want to play a game. Guess what? You're capped out for the week. Like, what I want to know is what are players that are like pro. Like, are you gonna like cap them? Like, not that it matters, but I mean.
Okay. So I'd like to play the part of Garrett right now.
Okay.
So because Garrett's not here, so hey, I'm Garrett, and apparently I sound like Mickey Mouse, because that's what I think he sounds like. He sounds like Mickey Mouse with his little thin, feminine voice. Like he's got a very reedy. It's almost like Kermit the Frog. He's like very, very tiny. He's got a very small voice. He's like I'm a socialist, and I think that I think Garrett would be right here going like, guys, I think this is a great idea. I think this is a fantastic idea. And I know Garrett's going to listen to this and be so mad. But I expect that Garrett would totally be all about we should just all move to China. And I'm sure he likes that idea. I'm going to get some hate tweets on Discord. You get hate tweets on Discord? I don't know how the social media stuff works.
I bet you Garrett's watching right now. We have one viewer. It's probably Garrett. But but yeah, no, this is the kind of stuff that's this is just like an everyday thing for people in China, and this is the type of policies that we're looking at more and more in America. Maybe not on a video game level, but maybe more like on a bigger commercial level. But then that's still going to trickle down, Like, let's look at some of the stuff we're facing here in California. I mean, I feel that, with COVID and things like that, it's given a lot of governors the opportunity to just do things and enact things willy-nilly and totally circumvent any checks and balances. And you're seeing the repercussions of that on an economical level. So, yeah, the road to hell is paved with the best intentions. The ends don't always justify the means. So, and if you do believe that, then you're a Marxist, because that's literally in that's in the book. Man, now I'm blanking on it. Carl, Marx wrote it. Not Das Kapital? Yeah, that's what it was.
I'm not really sure. I think you forget Garrett is the other smart one. I'm the funny one. I think that's where you're trying to say some smart stuff. I'm like, okay, I don't get it. But I will tell you that, like,
Communist Manifesto. That's what it was. Communist Manifesto.
Our government tries to interfere with a lot of things that they truly don't understand, and they take their ball and run with it on a lot of stuff too.
Yeah.
Our governor recently passed a law where, in relation to pest control that I do, they recently passed a law where they're not allowing second-generation anticoagulant baits. So these are bait blocks that thin down rodent populations around people's homes, businesses and structures and stuff. And so we're not going to be able to use these baits that effectively help take down large populations. They are, I wouldn't use the word safe, but they're relatively harmless to, like, let's say a rat dies and a cat eats the rat. First of all, they're not going to eat a whole rat that has died, but they would have to eat a whole plate full of rats at the same time in order to kill themselves. It's never going to happen, okay? But one of the things is that the governor recently enacted a law where they're taking these baits away from us. And what's going to end up happening is we're going to have to go to all natural bait blocks that will work okay. They don't work as effectively and they don't work as quickly. Yeah. And our rodent population in this area has already blown up like crazy in California due to less people at restaurants. So rodents are getting less food, so they're starting to enter into homes. And now as we're getting into wintertime, they're prone to hypothermia. So this is when they're trying to get inside to be able to survive and build their nest and everything else. So this is going to happen worse and worse. It's going to be harder and harder for us to be able to take those populations down. More and more damage, more and more hantavirus and things like that. Rats living in people's structures, all because the government is trying to control things. Stop with the control. You don't know what you're doing.
Yep.
You're not saving anything. It is, the road to hell really is paved with good intentions. I believe that the intentions are good, but it's just me trying to showcase that, our government's doing stuff too like this, and we don't have any alien overlords. We're doing this to ourselves. That's the thing. We're doing this to ourselves.
Yeah, that's the thing that scares me a lot, especially in this day and age, is I'm not saying capitalism is perfect. It's not perfect. And I would be a crazy person and stupid, frankly, if I told you that capitalism was perfect. It's not. However, it is the best option we got because it allows man to think freely. And when man thinks freely, they have a chance to innovate. And if they innovate, they can figure out ways to, solve rat problems that don't kill anything else. But if the government comes in and takes that freedom to choose away, then you hurt morale in your people because now they don't care. Like, oh well, the government's gonna fix it. There's no ownership of that country anymore. You know what I mean? Like there's no investment in it. So and second of all, there's no reason to try to innovate. Like if it's not your company and there's a certain way you have to do things, so what? Anyway.
Yeah.
That's exactly where I wanted to take that conversation. So Garrett, at me, bro. Bring it. Bring on that hate tweets.
Yeah. He's going to delete the entire conversation, just so you know. He's
just gonna
zipping that thing right up. We only covered a couple of topics this week, and it was a 12-minute show.
Yeah. If it was earlier, I probably sound a little bit more. I probably sound very incoherent during that segment there, but yeah. No, if anybody has any questions about that, hit me up. I'm down to totally talk communism and socialism and the future of America. Moving on. Let's talk about some stuff that's more fun. I'm excited. So, JJ. I mentioned it in the Discord. I officially got an Xbox Series X. I officially got it. I still had my doubts. Like after I got the order and it went through, I was like, this wasn't a scam, was it? And so I logged back into my account, went into orders. Yes, it's there. I don't know when it arrives. They never said when it's going to arrive, which has got me scared. So it's probably not going to arrive until like after the launch date. But
oh man.
But hey, I got one.
Dude, I'm excited for you. I did see that. I didn't get a chance to comment on it, but I'm super excited. But I do got to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Did Amanda know about it before?
She did.
You ordered it?
She did, and I
Okay.
wouldn't have done it without her. I don't want to say her permission, but without her.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
Zech, let's be completely honest.
Yeah.
Her permission. Okay.
I have
look, you're not
blessing without her blessing. I'm gonna phrase it like that.
Okay.
And Amanda, if you know you know what I mean. But
I
yeah.
had an opportunity a couple of days ago. I went over to your house and sprayed for Black Widows.
Oh yeah, that's right.
To go in, and I got to meet Amanda for the first time. And dude, I got to tell you right now, your wife is beautiful. You married up, dude.
I did.
And you know what? Thought ran through my head. Zech must have been rich. The guy must have money, and I'm not aware of it. The dude's rich. He's got a beautiful wife, or she's got some type of a seeing vision problem. So I don't know if she's blind. I didn't see a white cane with like a red tip or anything like that. But I didn't see her grabbing onto anything as she's walking. So I'm like, I don't want to like assume anything.
Yeah.
But I immediately thought you were rich. I just thought, like, oh my god, okay, Zech is rich. This is the whole deal. She's far too good looking and sweet to be married to Zech. So that's all I can assume is you got money, dude. That's all I can.
I don't got money. I'm just an extremely lucky man.
Okay, I will take the luck thing for sure.
But yeah, and she is practically blind, so there's that. So, but anyway,
that makes sense, yes.
No. So with that said, I'm excited to talk about all the games coming out for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X that are all confirmed. Okay, so these are games that are going to be launching the day the consoles come out. Okay, which is only in like what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? It's coming up. Let me look here real quick. We're in the 19th.
Yeah, so we're a little over, about 3 weeks.
Yeah, look at that. Wow. Magic. What's going on here? Oh, your video dropped, so it's just looking at me. Sorry, everybody. But so yeah, let's get in here real quick. Let's start off with the PlayStation 5. Okay, so PlayStation 5, we got Spider-Man Remastered. We got Spider-Man Miles Morales, The Pathless, which I don't know anything about, Astro's Playroom, which cool, you know, that's your thing, that's your bag. Yeah, you got Astro's Playroom. Sackboy: A Big Adventure, which looks great. Honestly, it looks like the perfect platformer just to start off with. It feels like a good launch game to me, just as a dad. Feels like a good launch game to me. Godfall, which I don't know what Gearbox is thinking. We'll come back to that. What we're going to do is I'm going to read through all of them, and we'll discuss the highlights, whichever ones you want to talk about. Okay. So, Destruction All-Stars, another game I don't really know anything about. It sounds very destruction-y. Cool. And then Demon's Souls comes out, which is going to be... I'm gonna venture to bet Demon's Souls is gonna be the game most people are probably gonna end up buying just because it looks so amazing. Even though I know if I were to get a PS5, I probably wouldn't play it. But JJ, so it's hypothetically, actually not even hypothetically, you are getting a PlayStation 5. You lucky dog.
I am. Yeah, I'm going to be getting both, actually. But I'll tell you what, if I was only getting one, I'd be going with the Xbox.
Yeah?
If I were getting one, I would go with the Xbox. And dude, I cannot believe I'm saying that. Given the price, and I'm a Sony dude, man. Like I'm used to the DualSense controllers, or the DualShock controllers, and everything else. But I just think that with all the acquisitions that they've picked up as of late, and with the pricing on this thing, with Game Pass, it would be a silly decision and I think there's another article in there. I don't want to jump ahead, but I would hazard a guess that Xbox is going to kick butt during this console generation.
There was one article I posted. I didn't add it to the docket tonight. That did talk about how some SEO firm basically did the math from like websites and rankings and all this other stuff, and to see if they could predict which console is going to sell more during the holidays just based off of web activity and page rankings and web traffic. And Series X ended up beating out PlayStation 5. So, which is great, but I'm trying to look at this from solely a launch title perspective. Like, you get the Series X or you get the PS5, and you're like, okay, well, which console is going to have the games, right? So, how about we do this? So I just finished reading off all the PlayStation 5 games. I'll read off some of the exclusive Series X games and then I won't even read the ones that are going to launch cross-platform, okay? We'll ignore those. Maybe we'll circle back on those.
Just the exclusives. So go to the exclusives. Okay.
Yeah. So PS5 exclusives, okay? Spider-Man Remastered, Spider-Man Miles Morales, The Pathless, Astro's Playroom, Sackboy: A Big Adventure, Godfall, Destruction All-Stars, Demon's Souls. Okay? So that's 9 games. Series X confirmed titles. You got Bright Memory 1.0, which I played on PC, super good. Cuisine Royale, Dead by Daylight, Forza Horizon 4, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Sea of Thieves, The Falconeer, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Yes, Your Grace. Also 9. So, honestly,
are all of those games just remasters on the Xbox?
That's what I'm saying, right? Like, it's not like they have any killer app.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
each one of those games, I'm like, okay, because honestly, I didn't get to go over the notes for the show, so I'm like kind of really shocked, dude, that they don't have anything that jumped out at me right now. Is going, oh my gosh, I gotta play that.
Yeah, Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Kind of telling.
Yeah, Yakuza Like a Dragon is the only one on that list that is next gen exclusively for Xbox, but it's also going to be cross-platform eventually. Like, it's eventually going to come to PlayStation. So it hurts.
And on the other side, on the other 9 that you mentioned, I'm just going to hit on a couple of the really good ones. Spider-Man Miles Morales, amazing, dude.
But
that game looks so great.
Cross-platform. It comes out on PS4.
Okay, all right, that's a very good point. And I know a lot of people that are actually going to pick that up on PS4. You okay? All right.
I'm getting that on PS4,
and I think that you're still gonna love it. I think it's still gonna be an amazing game on PS4, without fail. Demon's Souls looks incredible.
That's the only one.
On PS5, yeah, it looks really great. I'm excited to see Spider-Man updated, but I wouldn't go and buy Spider-Man again. It's a great game, but I don't think I need to go and pick it up just to have an upgraded version of it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be that good. If there was some DLC to it, maybe, you know what I mean? But I'm good.
They changed the face. That's kind of the only reason to play it again on there. I mean, that and the upgraded frames, and it's going to load a lot quicker. Like, apparently, the game loads so fast that they had to add in, oh, you want to see those really funny Peter Parker takes the subway moments? Well, you can just turn that on, and you can have those moments. You don't need them. The game will instantaneously load you across the map wherever you want to go, but you can have them in if you want. Demon's Souls to me feels like it's like probably the best launch title across both consoles right now. I mean, all things considered. I mean, we haven't gotten into the cross-platform titles that are launching that day, but still, like, if you're gonna buy a console based off of exclusives, there's really no hard hitting exclusive. I mean, you got Sackboy's Big Adventure and Demon's Souls. To me, Godfall if you really
And
care.
Sackboy looks like a lot of fun. Sackboy looks like a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Now, what about Cyberpunk 2077? Is that going to be coming out on the new consoles?
Yeah, so let's get into that. So for cross-platform titles, so these are games that are coming out launch day for Xbox and PlayStation, but are also probably going to have backwards compatible versions, like though you can play them on your Xbox One or your PS4. So one of those is going to be Cyberpunk 2077. Okay, it comes out November 19th. So let's say launch window-ish. We give it a week for these titles. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Enlisted, Borderlands 3, Destiny 2, Dirt 5, DMC Special Edition, Evergate, Fortnite. Why did I put that? Why did I put that there? Get that out there. Get out of here, Fortnite. For Honor, Grounded. Which For Honor, I'm surprised people are still playing. I thought we let that game die. So if it's gotten better, let me know. But I thought the game had already come and gone. Just Dance 2021. King Oddball, Man-Eater, which is that shark game. Manifold Garden, Planet Coaster, Rainbow Six Siege, The Touriste, Observer System Redux, NBA 2K21, Watch Dogs Legion, War Thunder, Warhammer Chaos Bane Slayer Edition. So there you go, JJ, or Garrett. You got your Warhammer game. Have fun. So obviously the launch lineup for cross-platform games is a lot bigger. And if there's any reason to get a Series X at this point, that reason still exists, just based off of the fact that a lot of these games are coming to Game Pass, for one. Or I think they are. Don't quote me on that. Fact check me. That could be wrong on that. But it doesn't matter what console you get. You're going to be able to get access to any of those titles on that list right there. I mean, I don't know. I mean, is there any game on that list that you're like, oh yeah, I want to play that one? And I guess...
Okay, I don't want to play, as far as the third-party games, I don't want to play it, but I'll tell you what, I hear that Fortnite looks fantastic on the new consoles, on the PS5 specifically, that it looks really, really good, that they've updated it quite a bit.
So?
Of course, that's according to a 9-year-old boy, so, I mean, I don't, what does he know, though? As far as any of those other games, the only game that really stands out to me that I'm curious, it plays back to us talking about Jaws being my favorite movie. Man-Eater, that sounds like fun. I haven't seen the preview to it or any of the trailers, but I'm interested to go check it out. I hope that it's not like a cheesy Echo the Dolphin kind of thing, and I know I'm probably going to get hate on that.
It's like Echo the Dolphin if you get to eat, if Echo were eating people.
That sounds perfect. That would have made Echo so much cooler if he could have eaten people. You know what I mean?
Oh man!
Like a crazy psycho dolphin. Like with a fetish for eating man flesh.
Echo the Dolphin starts going after like oilers, oil rigs, and deep sea fishermen.
See, I want that game now. I want it. In fact, I gotta have it.
Oh man, yeah, dude. No, it's just an interesting launch lineup. Like, I mean, I don't really feel like there's ever been a good launch lineup. I mean, I feel like you've had launch lineups that weren't bad. Like, I thought that the GameCube had a pretty good launch lineup. You had Pikmin, you had Luigi's Mansion, you had Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2.
There was the Harry Potter game. There was a really good Harry Potter game, I think, on the GameCube that came out at launch. I can't remember what the name of it was.
I don't know.
Because I had a GameCube when it first came out, and I remember like going, "Wow, Nintendo's changed so much," and I love the GameCube.
Me too.
I think it's a really killer system.
So underrated. There's amazing games on that console, man. There's some amazing games on that console. You had Skies of Arcadia, the remaster. I mean, Tales of Vesperia. I don't know. Anyway, this isn't about the GameCube for this episode, but we'll have to have a retrospective on that one soon. Yeah, I mean, the only games that really kind of stick out to me on this list that are like, ooh, yes, I really want to play that is going to be Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Borderlands 3, like, I feel like a lot of these games, Watch Dogs Legion, I am not interested in at all. Just doesn't really seem like my jam. Like, I can see why a lot of people would like it and want to play it, but it's just, it's not doing it for me. I don't know. Like, none of the Watch Dogs games have. Well, I think it's just an Ubisoft thing. They kind of just took Assassin's Creed and reskinned it. You know, like,
That's pretty apropos, dude. You're like you kind of hit it right on the head right now. That's pretty much what it is.
you're like, yeah. You go. You want to find the map? Well, go climb this Assassin's Creed tower, or climb that building and just hack into it. You know, like
we already drew it. We just colored it a little different. So there you go.
Oh, you wanna play Assassin's Creed in first person? Okay, here you go. It's called Far Cry. But
that's awesome.
But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. That's it's just not. I am excited for all these games. I see PlayStation 5 being the console to get simply based off of just exclusives. Like, they don't.
The exclusives are far superior.
I mean, you will totally have more games to play on Xbox Series X. But just the handful, like the 2 or 3 good exclusives you're gonna get on. I mean, even Miles Morales, yeah, it's gonna be backwards compatible PS4. Or I guess would that be forwards compatible? I don't know. Since it's coming out on a next gen console, you can play it on the old one. But even if you really want to count that game is going to look a lot better and play a lot better than it's going to be on the PS4 than it will be on the PS5. So, still technically, PlayStation's got the superior launch lineup, in my opinion. However, quantity beats quality for Series X.
And I think that the fact that they've got Game Pass is what's going, especially with the pricing of the $35 a month, with the Xbox Gold and everything else in the Game Pass. I think that's where they're at, is the value that they're giving. And it's like when you go to Burger King and you go to the value menu and you're like, oh, I've only got $5. You're getting so much for your value when you're going with the Xbox. But as far as all that, yeah, PlayStation does have a much stronger lineup this time around in the very beginning. Usually lineups are not that strong at the beginning of consoles, but I think the real telling is going to be 2021. Yeah. Next year, I think that's when some really good stuff is going to be coming out. And I think that's where you're really going to see one or the other pull ahead of the pack. I've said it before here on the podcast, and I'll say it one more time. I really believe this is the first time that more people are going to go with both consoles. Probably for the exclusives for PS5, and then given the value and the pricing on the monthly stuff for the Xbox, I really do think more people are going to go with both consoles because, hey, I really want to play the PlayStation games that I cannot play on the Xbox. But Xbox has Game Pass, and I'm getting such incredible value for such little money. And I'm monthly, breaking it off every month. I think time will tell, but I would be very shocked to see if people went hardcore one direction. I think that a lot of people are gonna go with both.
And there's the fact. I mean, we'll close this segment out in a second. But one other thing I want to point out too is the fact that most of those games coming out right now, they are third-party titles. And do you want to play a third-party title on the PlayStation 5 or the vastly more, the actual stronger, in terms of specs goes, Xbox Series X? Like, I mean, which console is going to play your games better is the other question too. Because if like most of the games you buy are going to be third-party, especially during that first year, why not get that Series X and just play them there anyway? They're gonna be cheaper, with Game Pass if they're on Game Pass anyway. But yeah, there's also that to consider too, because otherwise it's like, let's say Microsoft launches some old Bethesda games, you can get them on Xbox for cheap, or play them on through a Game Pass, or spend $60, $70
Yeah.
on PlayStation for them. Anyway.
And don't give up on PS5, because PS5 did come out with that PS Plus deal, or whatever the name of it was.
That's true.
Where they're giving such amazing PS4 titles right out the gate as part of a PS5, or excuse me, as part of your PS Plus membership.
Yeah, and that's kind of their half. That's their. I wouldn't say it's
half part of the temp at Game Pass.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, I guess we can try.
But it also is, dude, those titles, if you look back over that list, are the penultimate titles. I don't know if I'm saying the right thing, but they are just the best of the PS4 generation. Yeah.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Those are, if you don't got anything else to play on there, but you do have a PlayStation subscription, you'll totally have fun playing those games. If you haven't played them already, is the other thing too. But yeah, no, for sure. It's we're a few weeks away. I look forward to really kind of following this closely. This has been the weirdest console launch I've ever witnessed in my entire time as a gamer. It's like PlayStation forgot how to launch a console. I think this past week they finally revealed the UI, which we didn't talk about today on the show, but they did. And I think I just don't really care what the UI looks like. But nonetheless, it would have been nice to know that earlier to get people pumped up about it. But anyway, I'm rambling because it's getting late. It's 9 o'clock here. PM. So yeah, JJ, any final thoughts on that before we move on?
Yeah, I think that it's going to be fun to watch Xbox and PlayStation battle during this console generation birth, because I feel like PlayStation has been asleep at the wheel, man. I know that they've done some stuff, they really have, but Xbox has just been killing it with everything that they're providing right now. And if you would have asked me this 6 months ago, I would have laughed you out of the room. I'd have been like, there's no way that I would ever say anything pro Xbox versus Sony. And I have honestly completely flipped the script, because in this world right now, when you're getting Netflix for $12 a month or whatever it is, and you're looking for the best value for your dollars. It used to be that you pay $100 a month in DirecTV, and then a lot of us cut the cord and started going, dude, I can have Netflix for $12 a month and Hulu for $7, and I'm good, or whatever. And it's like, man, so you spend $30 a month in watching shows you actually like, and you're not being besieged with crap tons of commercials that are a waste of your time on products you're never going to buy. I don't need 1-800 General insurance, and I don't need to watch Judge Judy or any of that kind of garbage. So it's crazy what's going to happen to this next generation. I'm excited for it.
Yeah. No, man. Yeah, me too. I'm right there with you. So let's go ahead and give it a quick little, let's go and talk about our Patreon ad. We mentioned at the top of the show, we love all of our supporters. Like, we really appreciate all of you. Even though we don't mention any of our $1 or first tier promoters on the show, we love the fact that you guys love us, and we are very excited that you guys are willing to support us on here. So if you would like to become...
Those dollars added together and really do help. Like, if you want to help out and you're like, I don't want to give $1, it's not that much. Yeah. Trust me, every dollar counts. It really does. It helps us to get game exclusives. So when the generations come out, we can actually get some games and then be able to talk about them here on the show. And that means a whole lot. And that's thanks to your guys' support. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it.
For sure. Yeah, so we have 4 different tiers. We have our Super Gamer Fan tier, our Honorary Super Gamer Boy tier, our Super Gamer Sponsor tier, and then the top dog is the Super Gamer Producer tier. Our first tier, you basically get the show for free. You get your own little private RSS feed. You get to have, if you join our Discord channel, you get to have a Super Gamer Fans Discord title in there, so you can show off your duds. The second tier we have is the Honorary Super Gamer Boy tier. That one is everything in the previous tier. So, except that you also get an Honorary Super Gamer Boys Discord title in there. Instead of Super Gamer Fan, you're a Super Gamer Boy, Honorary Super Gamer Boy. And you also get access to the Runner show notes. And the third tier is you get access to all the previous benefits still. And you get a shout out on the show. So if you have a company or something like that and you want to sign up as a company, we'll totally shout it out on the show. We won't shout out the phone number unless that's in the actual name. But yeah.
Today's episode is brought to you by the good folks over at Goodyear Tire.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Goodyear Tire. They're huge fans of the Super Gamer Boys.
So yeah, that's how I've seen it. It hasn't been used like that on this show, but I've seen it used like that on other shows. And then you get to have the Super Gamer sponsor Discord title in your name. And then our fourth and final tier is a Super Gamer producer tier. That, as I said, is the top dog tier. That basically makes you top dog, and you want to call the shots on the show. You can call the shots. You can tell us just different segments you want us to do. You want us to do a guessing game segment. You want us to do Zech has to dress up in a tutu and play,
I was just going to say
NFL.
That. I swear to God, I was going to say Zech dressed in a tutu. Man, we are simpatico today, buddy. Or maybe there's just something in the air tonight.
Maybe.
I was thinking Zech in a tutu. That works for me, man. In fact, let's do that next week.
I will take that into consideration. Or if any of our Super Gamer producers want to call that, then I would have no other choice. And that one you can get it on the ground floor at $15 an hour. Or $15. Wow. Oh my word, I'm tired. Wow. $15 per month for each of those. $1 per month, $5 per month, $10 per month, and $15 per month. So yeah, that's our Patreon. We'd love it and appreciate it if you guys show some support on there. All that money goes back into helping promote the show, helping to do giveaways, as JJ said, getting our hands on certain exclusives if we can. This kind of helps defray the cost, at least. I mean, it sounds kind of cheap, like you giving us money so we can buy games for ourselves, but really it goes back into what they call KTLO, keeping the lights on, and just making sure we have content to bring. So love you and appreciate you. Go check it out over there, supergamerboys.com. Okay.
It could also help me to get a better setup so I don't have a boo-boo connection.
Yes.
Or is it boom boom? Boom boom or boo-boo?
Both work, I think. They're both.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys.
Oh, man. So, yeah. All right. Moving on. New releases. So we're gonna do this a little bit different this week. We're going to actually give you some synopses on some of these. So, Doom Eternal: The Ancient Gods Part 1 DLC comes out October 20th. This is from Tony Wilson over at GameSpot, reading his reviews because he's a lot smarter than me. Apparently, slaying all those demons has upset the balance of heaven and hell, so this new story DLC sees you correcting that imbalance. Of course, you'll be facing new demons too. The Ancient Gods is actually a standalone expansion, so you can buy it for $20 a la carte. It's also included in Doom Eternal Season Pass, which is $30. And I editorialized a little bit just for the sake of the show, but yeah. Next.
Well, I know that you played Doom Eternal. If I could just stop you real quick.
Yeah.
And I know you were a big fan of Doom Eternal. Are you intrigued or interested in any way to pick that up?
Oh, yeah. I'm playing that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can count your. You can bet your bottom dollar.
All right. I don't have any dollars, but if I did, I would bet it from the bottom.
From the bottom. Oh man. So next up after that is Transformers Battlegrounds. This is a tactics game based on the ever-popular Transformers toys, letting you command Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and more on the battlefield. You'll wage war against the Decepticons across a variety of terrain, from cities to forests to deserts. You can team up with a friend to command the Autobots in co-op mode, too. So that sounds... I'm interested to see how that one plays out, because, honestly, a co-op tactics Transformers Battlegrounds game, could be pretty fun. I love Transformers. Transformers are cool.
Very cool. I liked them when I was a kid, but then I grew up.
You
liking
can
them.
still like Transformers.
No, it's not accurate.
They're robots in disguise.
Okay, that does sound pretty cool.
Yeah.
I now remember robots in disguise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Transformers. Okay. Yeah. It's almost as timeless as the X-Men theme, in my opinion. Last but not least is Amnesia Rebirth. Comes out on PS4 and PC. The new spin on the Amnesia games is set in the Algerian desert, where you'll have to run from the series' trademark monsters, solve puzzles, and figure out why the desert residents have disappeared. Rebirth is also more about the theme of survival, according to developer Frictional Games. Expect a mix of wide open and claustrophobic spaces as you try to survive. Perfect for Halloween time. Amnesia Rebirth comes out this week, so check it out if you're a fan of the Amnesia franchise. I think I have the first two, Dark Descent and War for Pigs, or Machine for Pigs. I don't know. Played through a little bit of the first one, walked down a dark hall, and then got bored. Sorry about it. Maybe I'll go back to it, because I remember I walked down a hall for a while, and then opened a door, and I'm like, I don't get this. Why is this scary? And then I just kind of waited for something to happen, and then nothing happened for too long, and I turned it off. So, I don't know. Maybe I need to go back, because apparently I'm told I need to check it out. But anyway, moving on. JJ, what you playing?
Yes, sir. Nothing.
Nothing.
I have legitimately played nothing.
Did you finish?
It has been
Did you finish The Boys on Amazon?
You know what? I haven't watched anything. So, unfortunately, as Garrett's boss now, there is so many more things that I have to do during my day. I mean, sometimes I just got to go in and just bust his chops, like out of nowhere, you know? And I mean, that takes a lot of energy and effort. You don't understand. Like, you guys think that it's so simple for me to tease Garrett and to, like, you know, rouse him and come up with all these witty things that I say to him that demean him as a man, as a human, as a father, and as a husband. But, like, no, it takes work, guys. It takes effort to be able to put that kind of gravitas out that only I can do. No, you know what? I've been so busy and had quite a bit of stuff going on at work lately, man. So when I'm home, I have not been playing anything. I have huge addiction problems with video games. But as of late, I'll tell you where my addiction is going, and soon to be a new podcast. I'm addicted to TikTok, man. I love TikTok, so I feel like I should do a TikTok, popular TikTok podcast.
That'd be fun.
We talked about all the popular TikTok videos that you have to go watch this week.
We can interview TikTokers.
TikTok.
Hey,
Dude, I'm telling you, like, I honestly, I have grown so addicted to TikTok, where it's so easy, it's easily bingeable, it's little bite-sized, 30-second, 1-minute clips where I'm like, oh man, I can just watch all these stupid people do these stupid things. I get nothing from it. I'm not smarter for it. I'm watching people yell at other people and calling them Karens all the time. I'm watching people, it's just amazing. Do all these dances that I cannot do. It's twerking. Twerking is a thing on there, and it makes me want to twerk. And in fact, if you support us on Patreon, wait, it's not the Patreon portion. If you support us on Patreon, I'll twerk. I will twerk people.
Do it. I want to see it.
So yeah, no, so
that'd be great.
So that's what I've been doing this week. No video games, but I've been TikToking it up.
I've been sick of TikToking fiend. Yeah, no, I agree. TikTok is the best, man. TikTok is, which is ironic because it's a Chinese, well, it's not a Chinese company. I believe it's an American company based in China. Dude, figure that one out.
Yes, which is odd.
Yeah, crazy. But, so it's it's perfect for the show theme. And we're bringing it back home. Hashtag bring TikTok home.
Full circle, full circle.
Yeah, I think, who bought it? I think Oracle bought it. I know Walmart was going to try to buy it. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure Oracle's the one that walked away with the keys to the show on that one. Keys to the house. So, cool, that's fine. I've been playing a lot of Beat Saber multiplayer with the fam. So, I'm pretty... I love Beat Saber, which anybody that's a fan of the show knows. I love Beat Saber. Beat Saber is just the game that I go to almost every week at some point and just try to throw my limbs off. So I've been playing that. I can play the game on Expert Plus. I've come to find out that at Expert Plus, I still fail a lot of songs when I'm playing against other people. I can beat a lot of the songs in Expert Plus, not all of them, and the ones that I can't beat are all the Camellia tracks, which are the songs that a lot of the pros on there being able to beat. I kind of wonder how many pros I've actually played with at this point, because I am like, how are you even able to see the blocks moving at you right now? Like, that's impossible. But it's been super fun watching my wife play against other people. She takes first, second, on expert. And then my son has been playing it on multiplayer as well. He's 7, and so he's been playing it on the medium difficulty, and he takes like 3rd and 4th out of 5 every time. So he's never taken.
Forgive me. When you're playing, are you guys you're multiplaying with other people online? Are you conversing with these people?
Nope.
Or so you're not actually. So there's no trash talk. There's no like man, I totally whipped you right now, dog. None of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and it's nice because it makes the community so not toxic. Like, it's got so much room to be toxic.
That's amazing.
And so far I haven't done. There's no trolly things you can really do at this point either. Like, except for maybe the most trollish it gets is you start a song and then you leave and then you walk away with a win. Like, some guy starts a song with a match between him and I, then he leaves, I get the win because, well, he left, disconnected, so whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty good. It's a really solid multiplayer. If anybody's a Beat Saber fan or has it, check it out because it is super fun. I did get a lot of disconnections over the weekend just from the server. I think just too many people were on, and I don't think they've really kind of had a chance to actually push their service to the limit. So that was my only gripe. But as far as everything else, it starts off, you're like in a grandstand. So if you join the match, and if the match you join, if everybody else in that match is already in a song, then it puts you up in like those grandstands, so you get this big view of this like virtual field of all these beat maps coming in, and so you have all these players playing on their own I guess rails, and it's really cool to see it all. Like, wow, this is awesome! Look at all these guys. Then you switch the camera, and you can actually go like down next to where they're at, so like courtside, and you're just like watching them one at a time. You can cycle through. Oh man, it is great. It's super fun, and so I ended up dropping my difficulty down to expert, and I ended up having more fun on expert just because I felt like I could be, I could win, and so that was fun. But no, I'm really excited about it. I can't wait to play it on the Quest 2. That's the other thing my wife ended up doing for me for Christmas was pre-ordered the new Oculus coming out, so we're gonna sell our old one.
Sweet.
Yeah, so we're gonna sell the old one and get the new one. And
don't mention it to Garrett, or he'll be like, selling off one of his 4 or 5 kids in order to be able to get that from you, because he may want that.
Well,
so I understand that you invited Garrett, but Garrett told you no, he didn't want to come over. So I'm inviting myself to your home to come and play the Oculus.
I thought I invited both of you guys.
Your bathroom. That may have been how it was, but isn't it funnier to just pretend like it was you just inviting?
Sorry, I ruined your joke. I'm sorry. Too literal.
You see,
it's getting late.
You see where I was going? I was going with the comedy. I was like, hey, like I know you invited him. I saw the invite, and I kind of want to go, so I was, going to invite myself.
Yeah.
Crap up your bathroom, eat whatever's in your fridge, stuff like that. The norm.
Yeah, man.
The usual. Yeah.
It's gonna be heck of fun. I can't wait. So we should hopefully get it.
I just need you to send me that address whenever if you want to just go ahead and send that to me.
I'm
gonna trust you that you're not gonna send me like somewhere else. So you're gonna send me to the right place.
If it was meant to be, you'll figure it out.
Okay. All right. I'll take that at face value.
No, man, I'm excited. It's gonna be heck of fun. I think we're gonna try to do as we close out the show here. I think that's actually gonna be. I think we're gonna try to live stream that somehow. I think I just got to figure out how to cast from the Oculus, the new Oculus. So, but it's gonna be heck of fun. We're gonna play some Beat Saber. Introduce you to Half-Life Alyx, because I know you haven't played that.
Okay.
And then
no, I have not.
You'll see why it's my game of the year, and why it's the perfect embodiment. You're gonna want to bring a you're gonna want to bring a change of pants, though, for sure. Because
I just wear a man diaper, like when I know something's gonna be scary. So
good.
Okay, no, I'm prepared.
Good, because those head crabs jumping out at you in 3D, it messes with you, man. You go to bed, you get PTSD going to bed, and you're just like wake up in the middle of the night with the sweats, friggin' walking down, like, whoa, there's a black head crab spitting at me, trying to take my head off. Yeah, it's crazy.
Did Garrett say he wasn't going to be able to come? Garrett made up some excuse or something, right?
So Garrett was
my hair that day or something like that.
Yeah, no, I said, hey, in a couple weeks, come over to my house. We'll play some Oculus, and he was like, oh, I can't. He's like, oh, I can't. I'm actually busy.
I didn't tell you the date yet.
Yeah, he's like,
I didn't even tell you the date yet. What's up with that?
He's like, oh, I can't. I've got plans that week. And then I was like, it's in a couple weeks, 10:30. He's like, oh, yeah. I was like, fine. I think I literally said in Discord, I said, look, man, if you don't want to come, just say so.
You did, which I was so proud of. And you know, Garrett's personality is like this. You say that, and he's like, oh, man, I offended him. Like, he's like upset with me right now.
Yeah, no, it's too easy. It's too easy. I love it.
I love it.
I like when we do shows when he's gone, and then he comes back and he just opens the show with the head shake. It's like, okay, gotta fix all the damage that Zech and JJ did.
I am so used to that head shake. I look for it. In fact, I said some stuff. I wished him a happy unbirthday. On Discord, I posted, I think 2 days after his birthday. I wished him happy birthday online or whatever. But then on Discord, I waited for a couple of days, and then I was like, happy unbirthday to my employee, Garrett. Just wanted to say that I did send you in the mail an 8x10 signed headshot of myself, topless.
That's right.
And I'll let you know that those things go for $15 to $20 on eBay, and you're welcome. And then also I put, just so you know, I did have to I mean, they are kind of pricey. It's very high quality, so I did extract $10 out of your upcoming check. Signed your boss. And like, you know, and he gave me nothing. Like, he said nothing to me. There was no response. And so today I called him, and it's been like a day or whatever, and I was like talking to him about something else, about work related stuff. And I said, gee, what's up? You never said nothing. And he's like, yeah. Oh, I saw it, and I know how much you want me to say something. And he's like, yeah, and he knows me so well because it was killing me. It was killing, like, at least tell me, like, that was funny. That was really funny. Like, you know what I mean? Just give me something, you know? Yeah. But when you don't say anything, you kill me.
Oh, man, that's too good. That's too good. You guys got a pretty good dynamic there. But yeah, that's everything we got for this week. I think are we ready to close this thing out? Ready to go night-night?
We're ready to close this thing out. I'm ready to go to sleep now.
Oh, let's do this. Yeah. All right. So, everybody, thank you so much for listening. And if you were tuning in on Twitch, thank you for watching. Appreciate your views. Appreciate your comments. If you want...
Except for the thing where I was boo-boo. Yeah, except for the boo-boo comment. I don't know. Actually, we appreciate that.
You weren't boo-boo.
It was boo-boo.
Your video was boo-boo.
No.
Yeah. There's a difference. Subtle. That's there. It's a different.
Okay.
Yeah, so check us out. If you want to support the show, find out more about the show, check us out on patreon.com/supergamerboys. If you want to buy anything merch related, if you want to rep the brand to all your friends, tell them how cool we are, how hip you are that you've discovered this, you know, really niche video game podcast with 3 outcasts. Go to supergamerboys.com/store and check out some of our merch. We got coffee mugs, we got stickers, we got t-shirts. T-shirts with inside jokes on them. So, yeah, enjoy. Grab them. Grab them while they're hot. Make sure to review us if you feel like we are worth the review. Any reviews you give us actually kind of help us in search rankings and help keep us relevant and stay on top as far as search goes and SEO and things like that. So that really goes a long way. Any star, any comment you give us helps us out. So we appreciate your feedback. We read it all, and we do what we can to change and be a better podcast for the common man. You know, that's what it's about. America.
America.
Yeah. If you want to find us on the internet and just reach out at us individually, if you want to yell at me for being a capitalist, then go to Twitter or Instagram and search for @NerdDadZech. I'll be on there, and I welcome all comers. Bring it. Just kidding. I know it's in love.
Yep.
It's in love.
Yeah,
I want to talk to you guys too. If you want to find anybody, if you want to follow the show on anywhere, check out pretty much everywhere. supergamerboys.com/Twitter, Instagram @supergamerboys, facebook.com/supergamerboys. Just go to your social platform of choice and search for Super Gamer Boys. We'll pop up. It's the pixelated version of all of our faces. Can't miss it. And
you can find me on Twitter @JJ Purdom, and you can find our non-existent leader @Garrett Moorlang. You can find @GMoorlang is where you can find Garrett on Twitter, and you can just tease him mercilessly, please. Yeah. He loves it. He really does. He feeds on it.
He does. And one last final shout out. Thank you to Star Andrews for our logo. Check out her work on Instagram @Ground4Graphics or on Facebook at facebook.com/Ground4Graphics. And right. Yeah, that's it. It's great seeing y'all.
Shut it down. I'm not seeing because my stuff isn't working. That was totally non-communist like. I really like that a whole lot. All right, folks,
I thought you liked that.
For joining us. Yeah. So for Zech, I have nipple rings. Keenan. For myself, JJ Pancake Nipples Purdom. We are the Super Gamer Boys.
Good night.